now want to shift focus to the other big story. The Ministry of Home Affairs has just announced India's new counter-terrorism policy and strategy called Prahaar, insisting it signifies one message: zero tolerance for terror. India has been on the target of global terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State, ISIS, which have been trying to incite violence within the country using sleeper cells. Prahaar aims at comprehensively battling this radical Islamist terror, not just on ground, but also in the minds and, of course, in social media. This policy paper notes violent extremists operating from the soil of foreign countries have hatched conspiracies to promote terrorism in India. The handlers from across the border frequently use latest technologies, including the use of drones, for example, for facilitating terror-related activities. Take, for example, in the state of Punjab, also in Jammu and Kashmir. Also, terrorist groups are engaging organized criminal networks for logistics and recruitment and to execute and facilitate terror strikes across India. Take, for example, the use of Dawood Ibrahim gang in 1993 Mumbai blast, and very recently, some years ago, remember the Pathankot terror attack? Those diamond smugglers, their network was used to bring in Pakistani terrorists. But that's not it. For propaganda, for communication, funding and guiding terror attacks, these radical Islamist organizations also use social media platforms as well as instant messaging applications. So the paper talks about technological advancements like encryption, for example, very difficult when they go into gaming sites or the dark web, or with the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force, keeping a hawk-eye, they're now switching to crypto wallets, cryptocurrency. That has allowed these groups to operate anonymously and very difficult for security forces to move in and track them and neutralize them. So this aggressive approach to counter-terrorism is captured in one sharp acronym. And what's that acronym? Prahaar. That is the offensive defense strategy that India is putting in place. So let me break down to you what Prahaar is. P stands for Prevention of Terror Attacks to protect Indian citizens and Indian national interests. R, response that is swift and decisive and proportionate, commensurate to the threat posed to the country. A, aggregating the internal capacities to create synergy. Why? So that there's a whole of a nation approach, whole of the government approach to counter terrorism. H, human rights. Now, human rights and rule of law, extremely essential. India is a vibrant democracy and rule of law is followed. Even an Ajwal Amir Kasab was given due process of law. So, constitutional values are upheld. A, attenuating the conditions that enable terrorism. Now, those are situations that need to be attended to and addressed, like radicalization. What are these radicalization pipelines? They need to be choked and cut off. Aligning with shaping the international effort to strengthen global counter-terrorism architecture. And this is where India is moving swiftly, whether it's with the United Nations or with entities like the Financial Action Task Force. And finally, recovery and resilience. That's very important in Prahaar, because that is how you ensure you have the whole of the nation approach to bounce back stronger after every challenge, be it the attack on the Indian Parliament, on our temples, on centers of economy, 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, or our railway network across the country. So Prahaar signals a structural shift from a reactive response to proactive disruption and perhaps hitting the terror at source. Zero tolerance for terror, integrated action. That's the strategic clarity that is now in India's counter-terror playbook has just been reset. And how? But is this just very clever wordplay, or are we saying that there's a clear strategy in place and that's being articulated?